Hi folks, it's Dr. Christine here coming out of my closet, and as you see, the hair needs to be cut, but the hairdressers are all closed because we are all isolated in quarantine. The whole world is. And I'm here with my good friend and sister in love, Maxine Silva. Hi, Maxine.
Hi, Christine. And you're at least luckier than me because I cut my bangs.
They
Another
look
whole
good.
different. Well, my hair is very forgiving. And believe
Yeah.
me, there are hairs that are long and short and
So
oh well.
today we are starting something new. We are
Yeah.
doing Sunday sofa chats, and we can sit on the sofa together, obviously. So we are doing it on Zoom, on video conferencing, and we are starting a book club because we thought, what are we doing with the time that we have on our hands, and generally with the time that we have in our life? What could
Sure.
be better than reading a book and talking with good friends about it?
Yes. Yes.
And Maxine is a very, very good friend. And I hope those who watch this will become friends too and tell us about it and maybe leave a little message and comment, because we would be happy to hear what you liked, what you didn't like, questions you might have, insights you got, or whatever resonated with you, or what you said, oh my God, those people get on my nerves.
So let us know. It's okay.
Yeah, let us know. It's okay.
Yeah.
So we
Like
decide
I say to you always, Christine, put everything on the table. Sit through
everything on the table. We
everything
have a
on the
table.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And as always in Sunday Sofa Chat, so who watched the ones before, we are telling it as it is. The real thing, real people.
Yeah.
Now we waited a little bit and did some brainstorming about what book to start with. Now, what did we decide, Maxine?
Letting go.
Wow, Letting Go by Dr.
Dr.
David
David Hawkins.
Hawkins. Now, it's not the physicist, it is Dr. David Hawkins, and I quote a little bit from his book about his biography. So I'll get reading a little bit. Who
Yeah,
is
please
he?
do.
And while I'm reading that, let me share a nice image of him. There he is. Now, this is Dr. David Hawkins, MD, PhD, and he lived from 1927 till 2012. And he evolved from becoming a psychiatrist, a typical psychiatrist, to actually becoming one of the foremost spiritual philosophers of our time. And live your life like a prayer is something that we all need to hear. Now, he has practiced, Dr. Hawkins has practiced psychiatry since 1952, and of course, he was a life member of the American Psychiatric Association and numerous other professional organizations. He was on television, national television, included the Barbara Walters Show, Today Show, science documentaries, interviewed by Oprah Winfrey. He is the author of so many scientific and spiritual publication books, CDs, DVDs, lecture series, everything online, audiobooks, and he co-edited the landmark book Orthomolecular Psychiatry, which I own, by the way, because I love it, with Nobelist Linus Pauling. And that really impressed me when I saw it, because I have the book, but I didn't really realize that he is a co-author. So he is
Wow.
a smart,
Yeah, that's
smart
really
guy.
cool.
And the
Hmm.
interesting thing is how he evolved from being a classic psychiatrist doing psychoanalysis to becoming more and more spiritual and evolving his levels of consciousness. So he was a consultant for many years to different monastic orders, religious organization. He even got, what did he do? A knighted, and he wrote he did a lot of research about advanced spiritual stage consciousness research and the realization of the presence of God within us. And his most famous thing is a map of consciousness, which we will be talking about later on. His most famous books are Power versus Force, Healing and Recovery, and the book we are talking about in this series at the moment. But we decided to start with Letting Go, which was the last book he wrote. It was published in 2012, the year he died. Okay.
Isn't that interesting, Christine? That would be his last book, and he let go.
He let go of everything.
No
His life,
coincidences.
his
None.
body.
None. Yeah,
But he
beautiful.
he really became one with God. And isn't that what you say, letting go, letting God?
Yeah, yeah, just an amazing man. I knew a little bit about him. I think years ago I'd read Power versus Force, but it's quite some time ago, and I was in a different headspace then than I am today. I think it's time for a reread to familiarize myself again.
And I started actually with letting go, and afterwards I read Power versus Force, and I thought, hey, they're both good. And I like the letting go part because it is so important. And we thought to pick a book that is important in our current situation where we have the worldwide COVID-19 pandemic going on.
Yeah, exactly.
And that leads to an economic downturn. So many people are losing a lot, not just their job, but that leads to problems in the relationship. That leads to mental health issues. Maybe they have to let go of possessions, of their house, of their car. Maybe they lose everything and end up homeless. And those are terrible scenes. And how can you deal with it? And I like how Dr. Hawkins says the path of surrender is the path of, you have to let go, not be attached, especially to things.
Yes, yes, absolutely. His philosophy was very Eastern. So to me, because that's where I come from,
Okay.
it is very soothing, comforting, and familiar to me. And so, as a matter of fact, while I was living in India, I started writing poetry and doing painting and whatever. And I coincidentally wrote a poem in 2016 called Letting Go.
Oh, share it, please.
Okay? I will. Please bear with me while I read it. Letting go. As I reach out my hand to touch you on your cheek, I see the face of God, and there are no words to speak. Your eyes reveal the source of inner strength and grace. My heart is upward moved, and I gaze into the face which holds the mortal and the soul, combined for life's events. The journey is long and fraught with pain, while setting precedents. I feel the desires grow in me, wanting more than you now can give. I think, how selfish can I be? Yours is not my life to live. Relinquished control is hard for me, but deep down inside I know the key to getting what I need is the gift of letting go. Letting go and letting God take over what will be. His purpose and his thoughtful plan will be revealed to me. So don't forget, my dearest one, I say to my inner child, you are cherished, safe, and adored. Two souls will merge in time.
Wow. Maxine, you're an amazing poet. You're an amazing artist. The image that you can see on the wall behind Maxine is one of the portraits she painted.
It's a friend of mine in New Jersey, in New Delhi. Yeah.
And
Yes.
she painted many other images and pictures and paintings, and you will see some of them in later thing. And so many beautiful poems. And soon we will have the first volume of your book.
We will. And the first volume will be called The Siren Song. And it's a collection of 18 poems that deal with my trials and tribulations in relationships.
Yeah,
I'm not good at it, guys, but I try.
you are good
but
at it.
but it's human. It's very real for me. And Christine, what has happened to me and still continues to happen is the poetry comes through me. I physically write it, but I'm not the author. I am only the instrument through which it
Channel.
comes.
Yeah.
You know, I am the channel. And I've spoken to other poets who this has happened to them as well. But I never really got involved too much in poetry until I was living in India and then started talking to others. And it's amazing. And so my whole premise is this, that you must try everything that's presented to you within reason, by the way. But if you don't try, you'll never know what are your capabilities. And during this time where we have to be alone, we don't have to be necessarily lonely. And if we can get involved in going within ourselves and really, really taking that time to meditate and to focus on what's happening within us, little things, little sparks, little epiphanies will start to happen. And then just try it, you know? And I don't mean to be simplistic about it, but
Yeah.
it's real. It's real. And I think that's where Dr. Hawkins was going with his writings.
Absolutely. And I just want to say one thing. You mentioned his philosophy is very Eastern. It's also very Western in the best way of things, because, for example, in the Bible, it says, pray without cessation. So what is that different than meditation, mindfulness? Or it's all the same. And I just want to say we are all united, Western, Eastern, Northern, Southern, whatever. We are one.
Good.
And we are one in God. And please
Yes.
don't exclude yourself because you're religious. Religion has
Yes.
a long-standing monastic and contemplative tradition that I really recommend you re-explore.
True. And it's like Shakespeare said, a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. You know, and we name things because that's how we identify them and can discuss them, but it's only a label.
Yes.
But underneath that label, it's all the same. It's all
Yeah.
the same. Yeah.
We are all the same, no matter what the color of the hair, no matter if the bangs are cut or not, and what we wear, and the color of our skin. Hey, I don't care. That does nothing. The facial features, whether your face is disfigured from burns or not, you're the same person inside, and you are valuable. You are good enough as you are.
Exactly.
Don't spend your time in front of the TV. Do some introspection.
Yeah.
Do something
You know,
creative.
yes, I was reading through Letting Go, Dr. Hawkins' last book. I realized thoughts were coming to me that things I've read over the years and whatever that have to do with consciousness, because I have been very deeply involved in it. And I had read somewhere, God is a verb. God is a verb because God is whatever you attach that label, that moniker to, is your feeling of going within, finding your peace. And, you know, God is in nature, God is in you, God is in me, God is everywhere, because it's a verb. It's not a he or a she or an it.
No.
It's a
And
living.
whether you call it God, Allah, Spirit, Mother Earth, David, whatever name you choose, it is all the same. It's a spiritual entity. It is an energy.
An energy field. Yeah. Totally true. And energy moves. And energy cannot die. Energy is just transformed from one type of energy to another, or whatever. So
From the
doesn't it make
physical
sense that that's
manifestation.
God?
Yeah. And
You know?
Einstein, in his relativity theory, said that energy can be
Absolutely.
transformed in
Absolutely.
physical energy. And
Absolutely.
when we let go of our body, we transform into the spiritual energy. That's at least what I believe.
That's right. That's right. And there's actually a lot of science now to support that in the quantum theory. You know,
Yeah,
and so
I don't think there will be really ever a science, because how can a computer understand itself? How can a brain understand their own spirituality? I don't think.
I don't
So,
know. I don't know if that, you know, if it will ever have an answer. But here's what I think is that I go by what makes me feel at peace within, comfortable. I listen to my intuition. I listen
yes,
to my gut, and I follow that. And you know what? When I've done that, I've never been wrong. When I have uh, hesitated or not followed that inner feeling,
yeah,
I've always buggered it up
yeah.
many
When
times.
you try to reason yourself into a decision, often it's the wrong one.
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
have to make sure that it's not our fears that steer it, especially in this time.
Yeah, so I'm talking about what makes you feel at ease, comfortable, at peace within you. That's what you should follow. Whatever that is, and there isn't a single person on this earth who can tell you what that is for you.
Right,
If they
right.
do, it's projection, and you mustn't pay attention to those things. You can actually uh, analyze, if you want, other people's things, feelings, thoughts, and whatever, but
Yeah,
uh, don't take them as your own without first getting that signal from your body, mind, and spirit. How does this feel to me?
right. How does it feel in the innermost being? And many of us cannot even access this innermost being because it is hidden behind a shell. Mine was for 38 years of my life. I didn't know that I had an intuition. I was all reason. That's what I was raised. And that's when I was a very successful doctor. Yeah, nice. But I'm now doing the same transformation in a way as Dr. Hawkins. I'm getting more spiritual, more energy based. And I know many people do the same and become Reiki masters or yoga teachers or do Tai Chi or some other energetic activity, read auras. And Dr. Hawkins has a very nice forward where he lists all the things that people try, but it's all the same. And you said it beautifully, Maxine. It's our intuition, our feeling inside, the
Yes,
energy inside.
yes. And I think that's, basically what Dr. Hawkins was all about. And wherever his energy is right now, I'm hoping that it's influencing more and more people through his books and through
Right.
his interviews and media talks, etc. Right?
And that's why we are doing what we're doing. And I want to go a little bit, jump ahead, which to benefit the people, to help out a little bit, because Dr. Hawkins gives a very practical advice how to let go of your negative emotions. Many people are so afraid right now. How do
Yeah.
you practically let go?
Yeah.
So I recommend the 3 steps that he suggested. The first step is you sit comfortably or lay in bed and silence the mind with some deep breaths. Take your time. 5, 10 minutes is fine. Just breathe in and out and focus on your breath. Put your hands on your stomach and one hand on the chest and see and try to breathe in your stomach. Not
Mm-hmm.
not
Shallow, yeah, shallow breathing.
breathe in your stomach. That's what babies do. That's what we're supposed to do. Then ask some questions as what grief, what fear, what apathy, what I'm feeling right now. And when was the last and first time I felt that in my body? And then go deeper and think about, where does it come from? How really does it feel? Feel it. It's scary in the beginning. And feel attention to the sensations. For me, I get butterflies and knots in my stomach. Some people get diarrhea from it. Some people feel it in their throat. They feel they are
People want to jump off the balcony.
Oh yeah, please don't. If you feel like it, contact one of us. Please, please, please don't do it. I was there. I know how it feels to be suicidal. Don't do it. Not because of what's going on right now. And when you have those feelings, breathe into them. Breathe into them. And feel them as strongly as you can. And start visualizing yourself breathing them out and dissolving in the universal energy. And when you breathe in, all the good energy comes into you.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
And do it every day, and you will feel a difference.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Whenever you feel a negative thought or feeling come up, just say, okay, all right, I know it's there, but I'm not going to listen to that now. And then go to this practice of the breathing and then the letting go. Because nothing is ever as bad as we imagine it in our fearful minds.
Right. And in the course of our talks and chats about letting go, we'll give more practical examples from our life, our experience, our combined over 100 years of experience. You about 40 and I the rest. Doesn't matter. We are no longer 20. Well, I think we can say that safely. And it is beautiful to actually talk and help out people.
Yes, absolutely. The more we talk to one another, the better our lives will be, because then we realize we're not the only ones who are having heartache and frustration and problems. We also have joys and wonderful, exciting instances in our lives that are good to share too. Right. But the whole fact that we're not alone, you know, we all have these feelings, and that helps a lot.
Yeah. And if you need a little bit extra, contact one of us, or I will post this interview and this talk on the healthseekers.org website, health-seekers.org, and under Sunday Sofa Chats, and I will post the resources and the downloadable gratitude diary, which I recommend everybody downloads and does. Because well, always things to be grateful for. Hey, it's cold here, but I have a roof over my head. Yes. I have enough to eat. There's things to be grateful for.
Absolutely. And I just want to say thank you to you, Dr. Christine Sauer. This was your brainchild to come up with this, with the book club, and especially at this time of being secluded and cloistered away in our own little worlds without somebody to talk to oftentimes. Yeah. Going into a book is a wonderful way to escape.
Now, question, can I post your poem below the video for those that want to reread it?
Yes, please. I would be honored. I'm thrilled.
Thank you, dear, because you're an amazing poem, and I think many people have lost their relationship to language and poetry because we are so into comics and video and TV and computer games that we lost the connection to us, to ourselves, to our to a deeper conversation.
You know what? There's a saying in English: "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me." So untrue. The power of words is life-changing. And so I love words, and I love playing with them and putting them in a poetic fashion. And so it comes easily to me. And so then I suppose that's my gift that I can share.
And that's an amazing gift. Thank you so much, my dear Maxine. You are
Thank
a
you.
wise lady. And we'll hear more from you as we continue through the book. If you want to participate, go ahead. And the book is available by Dr. David Hawkins, Letting Go. I know the Kindle is $1.99 on Amazon. There's an audiobook version. There's, of course, a paperback version.
Yes, yes.
And you can get it all over the internet. So please choose what you like if you want to
Mhm.
participate. It is a good book. I cannot emphasize it enough. And we just scratched the surface today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
be
And
excited.
what will our next book be? Is it too early to say, or will it be a surprise?
That will be a surprise. Way too
Okay.
early, because Letting Go, I think it has 15 chapters. So there are 3 months going on.
Oh, we'll have to wait 3 months?
For the next book, no, we can decide before, but
Some people are speed readers.
has so much content, and he is such an amazing figure. Yes, there's more in history that we could talk about, and we thought about all kinds. And if you have an idea about a book that you want us to talk about, please comment below. Tell us.
Yeah,
And
what's important to
yeah,
you? We'll
and
talk
my
about it.
background, I thought about some Greek mythology or fairy tales, like Grimm's fairy tales. As a German, of course, I know Grimm's fairy tales. Or what else did we think about? More spiritual books, more self-development books.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
yeah.
isn't learning to becoming a better person the
Mhm.
goal of us being here on earth?
We're never too old to learn something new every single day if
Yeah.
we're open. And you know what? And that keeps us vital. It
Yes,
really
and
does. A sense of curiosity, like you were as a child. We still have that inner child. That's my inner child was talking to me in my poem. And so
bring it
listen to
out,
that voice.
bring
Yeah,
it
listen
out,
to that voice. Yeah, sure, sure. She
play
knows. She
around,
knows.
and start the rest of your life. You have a rest of your life. Nobody knows how long it really is, and there's always a sense of mortality. We are talking about that more because some people are so afraid of it. We need to talk about it, and we will.
We certainly will do that.
Getting real with Sunday Sofa Chats with myself, Dr. Christine Sauer, and Maxine Sauer.
Maxine Silva.
See you next Sunday. Namaste.
Namaste, Christine.